Good afternoon, my dear children. Welcome back to today's online class. I am Radhika, your economics teacher. Children, we were studying about economics third chapter, money and credit. Today you have a part 4. Today's your topic is formal sector credit in India. Children, in the last section, we discussed about formal sector loans and informal sector loans. Then please try to say, children, what are formal sector loans and informal sector loans? That means the various types of loans can be grouped as formal sector loans and informal sector loans. Formal sector loans include the loans from banks and cooperatives, while informal sector loans consist of money lenders, traders, employers, relatives and friends, etc. Okay. The role of the informal sources of credit so substantial in India. Why, children, the role of the informal sources of credit so substantial in India? Majority of the credit needs of the rural household in India are met from informal sources. Why, children? Let's see. Because of this reason. What is the reason? Banks are not present everywhere in rural India. This is the reason. Banks are not present everywhere in rural India. That is why the rural people are depending informal source, that is money lenders, traders, etc. Okay, then if banks are there, that means even banks are present, getting a loan from a bank is much more difficult than taking a loan from informal sources, because bank requires proper documentation and collateral. First reason, banks are not present everywhere in rural India. Then second reason, even when they are present, getting a loan from a bank is much more difficult than taking a loan from informal sources, because bank requires proper documentation and a collateral. Next one, absence of collateral. That means informal lenders such as money lenders know the borrowers personally and hence are often willing to give a loan without collateral. Clear, children? Informal lenders such as money lenders knows the borrowers personally and hence are often willing to give a loan without a collateral. But in the bank, we should submit to what, children? Collateral. Otherwise, they can't take a loan from the bank. But in the absence of collateral, money lenders are ready to give money. Okay. Then, the borrowers can approach the money lenders even without repaying their earlier loans. This is the another reason. The borrowers can approach the money lenders even without repaying their earlier loans. But in the bank, they should complete. That means they should repay the earlier loan. One loan they should complete. They want to repay the one loans completely. Then after only they can take a next loan from the bank. But the money lenders are ready to give money without repaying their earlier loans. That is why the poor people will depend whom? Informal sources of credit like I say money lenders, traders, relatives and friends. Clear, children? What all are the reasons? What all are the reasons? The majority of the credits need of the rural household in India are met from informal sources. First one, banks are not present everywhere in rural India. When they are present, getting a loan from a bank is much more difficult than taking a loan from informal sources because bank requires proper documentation and a collateral. But in the poor side, there is a absence of collateral. And another reason, the borrowers can approach the money lenders even without repaying their earlier loans. Okay, children, how did reduce the dependence of informal sources of credit? In which way we can reduce the dependence of informal sources of credit? Then, first one, banks and cooperatives increases their lending particularly in the rural areas. That means we want to set up more branches of banks and cooperatives in the rural areas. Okay, banks and cooperatives increases their lending particularly in the rural areas. And the second one, while formal sector loans needs to expand, it is also necessary that everyone receives these loans. Okay, first one, bank and cooperatives increases their lending particularly in the rural area. Then second, while formal sector loans needs to expand, it is also necessary that everyone receive these loans. Need to expand formal sources of credit. Why, children? We want to expand formal sources of credit and reduce the dependence of the informal sector, informal sources of credit. Let's see the reasons. The first one, formal sources of credit are less risky and they charge a low rate of interest. This is the most important reason. Okay, first one, these credits are, that means formal sources of credit are less risky and they charge a low rate of interest. Then second, the RBI supervise the functioning of the formal sources of loans. Who is supervising the functioning of the formal sources of loans? RBI. In the last section we discussed about that. In which way the RBI is supervising the functioning of the formal sources of loans. Okay, then next reason, cheap and affordable credit by the formal sector is crucial for increasing business activities and economic development. It is very, very important. Cheap and affordable credit by the formal sector. Okay, it will increase the business activities and that will lead to economic development. Clear, children? What is the needs of expanding formal sector or the formal sources of credit? The first one, the formal sources of credit are less risky and they charge a low rate of interest. Then second, the RBI supervise the functioning of the formal sources of loans, and cheap and affordable credit by the formal sector is crucial for increasing business activities and economic development. The credit activities of the informal sector should be discouraged. That is why we should discourage the informal sources of credit. Why, children? The reasons are, why this? The reasons are, first one, high rate of interest. Okay, what is the first reason, children? Informal sectors, they charging high rate of interest. Okay, then second, taking loans from this sector is very risky. Okay, taking loans from this sector is very risky. But in the informal sector, it is not risky and they charge only less rate of interest. But in the informal sector, they charge a high rate of interest and taking loan from this sector is very risky. And the third, the borrowing may become the victim to debt trap. Clear, children? Because they charging high rate of interest, already the poor people are depending this source. In their hand there is a less money. If the crops or their business became failure, what will happen, children? They will push into debt trap. The borrower may become the victim to debt trap. Then No organizations here to supervise his lending activities. There is no one for supervising the activities of informal sector. Okay, high rate of interest, taking loan from this sector is very risky. The borrower may become the victim to debt trap, and no organizations here to supervise his lending activities. This discourages economic growth, and informal sources of credit will discourage what children? Economic growth. At the same time, the formal sector credit will encourage economic growth. This will discourage economic growth. Okay, formal sector, low rate of interest. Informal sector, high rate of interest. Formal sector, it is very less risk, and informal sector, it is very risky. And in a formal sector, there is a organization for supervising the functioning of the loan activities of the banks. But in the informal sector, there is no organizations to supervise its lending activities. And in the formal sector, it will encourages economic growth, and the informal sector, this discourages economic growth. Okay, children. Next, self-help groups. Children, you know what is this? Self-help groups. As a short, we can call as a SHGs. Self-help groups. Self-help groups are the groups created by the needy persons themselves. These are the groups of needy persons. These are the groups of needy persons, especially women, to fulfill their credit and loan needs. What is SHGs? SHGs are the groups created by women themselves to fulfill their credit and loan need. Okay, children, especially that poor women. Okay, SHGs are the groups created by women themselves to fulfill their credit and loan needs. Let's see. What is the basic idea behind the SHGs for the poor, and the organization, working, and the importance of self-help groups? Okay. A typical SHG has 15 to 20 members. How many members we can see there, children, in that group? This group is made by 50 to 20 members, usually belonging to one neighborhood, who meet and save regularly. Okay, in an area, the 22, that means 50 to 20 members will join and form a one group. Okay, a typical SHG has 15 to 20 members, usually belonging to the one neighborhood. Then, like this. Okay. Next, saving per member varies from rupees 25 to rupees 100 or more, depending on the ability of the people to save. Okay, this is the group of 50 to 20 members, and each members want to give some money. How much money they want to give, children? That means that each members want to give 25 to 100 rupees according to their ability. It will vary. Okay, saving of per members varies. That means each persons want to keep some money in that group. Which day they gathering together, on that day they want to deposit, not a deposit, in each gathering they want to give 25 rupees. Okay, 25 to 100 rupees. Then another benefit of these groups is member can take small loans. They can take a loan from these groups. That is why they collecting that 25 to 100 rupees. They keeping that money in their hands like as bank. Actually, this is not bank, but they work as a bank. Then members are giving according to their ability, they are giving certain money. Okay, they're depositing some money in that group. And that money they are giving as a loan to those who needed money. Clear, children? From that group they can take, the members can take loans. This is called SHG, that is self-help groups. Then how many members we can see there? Then 50 to 20. This is the typical. The normal SHG has 15 to 20 members. They are belonging in a one neighborhood. And each members are keeping a 20 to 100. That will vary, children. 25 to 100 rupees according to their ability. Then next, from this group, they can take a small loans. That means only less money. It is not a lakh rupees. Okay, not a lakh or a more than lakhs rupees. Okay, less money. Small loans they can take from this group. Next, the groups charges interest on these loans, but this is still less than what the money lenders charge. Okay, when they taking loan from this group, only members can take this loan. Okay, when they taking loan from this group, they want to give what? Interest rate, but it is very less when it compared with that money lenders. The group charges interest on these loans, but this is still less than what the money lenders charge. Then, if the group is regular in saving, it became eligible for availing loan from the bank. Okay, children, I said each members are depositing some money in that group and that amount, one amount will come. That amount, that in the name of group, they will deposit in the bank. They will keep in the bank. Then from this group, their saving is regular. In each week or each month, they depositing the correct amount regularly and they will get a one title. That means that groups are eligible for taking loan from the bank. Not from the group, they are eligible for taking loan from the bank. Okay. On that time, loan is sanctioned in the name of the group and it is meant to create a self-employment opportunities for the members. That time, the members will get a loan from the bank. First, I said that they can take a small loan from the group, inside the group. Okay, and this group keeping their money in the bank. If their keeping is very regular, then that groups are eligible for taking loan from the bank. On that time, the bank will give a loan in the name of group to the needy person. Clear, children? On that time, they will get a more amount. Okay, loan is sanctioned in the name of the group and it is meant to create a self-employment opportunity for the members. Provide, and these groups, this not only giving money, it is giving another some important things to the members. That means it provide a platform to discuss and act on a variety of social issues such as health, nutrition and domestic violence. That means a group of people are coming together and they are sitting and they discussing various topics. So many, that means a different type of social issues. That means related with the health, related with the nutrition, domestic violence. That means each person is explaining their experience. The one person is coming and is saying about their problem, about the child. What then about that child health. That time other person will advise in which way we can solve that problem. That means the group of people are coming together and they're discussing various type of social issues. In that way, they're getting some knowledge also. What all of the problem is going around in their surroundings. Clear, children? Because they are very poor. They don't know. That means they are illiterate. Sometimes they are illiterate and they are not educated persons. But when they are coming together and discussing different types of topic, they will get awareness about that social issues, and they will get awareness about how to tackle, that means how to solve that problems, what all are the problems they facing in their families. Clear, children? This platform also creating by whom, children? That SHGs. This is the group of poor women. Clear? Okay, children. I am going to stop here. Thank you, children. See you next time.